Today I want to talk about one of the most maligned and probably most challenging signs of the zodiac. You might begin to ask, why am I sitting here in the shadows in the dark? And that is because this sign really appreciates remaining in the shadows, remaining hidden and not being seen, observing things from the other side until things are brought to light. Of course, I'm talking about the sign of Scorpio. So what are the 3 things you need to know if you want to get along with a Scorpio? First and foremost, the word that is most often associated with the sign of Scorpio, and those of us who have planets in the sign of Scorpio, is the word intense. Now, this is a double-edged sword, of course, because the truth is, Scorpios are intense because what they really appreciate is going deep. They're not going to be happy talking to you about the weather. They're not going to be happy talking to you about what happened to your dog today, unless it lost a limb or something. And then a Scorpio is really going to be able to provide you with some benefit in that sense. But the truth is, Scorpio gets very much maligned for its ability to go to the depths because Scorpio is a deep diver of a sign. And so what'll happen is that people will often vilify Scorpios, make them seem like they're bad, make them feel poor about themselves, especially like in groups of people. But as soon as the group is gone and you have something deep going on, you're going to be going and seeking out your Scorpio friends and sharing with them the depths of your soul and whatever sort of issues you've been going through, because they're really not going to accept anything less. Because of the word of intensity, I like to use that as a marker because I'm going to let you Scorpios know out there, if people are calling you intense, they aren't your people. And for those of you who are calling Scorpio too intense, you probably might want to decide whether you want to be around them. Maybe it's a little too much energy for you. Maybe you don't like the intensity and the depth with which they look at things and respond because they really can't help it. Scorpio feels and senses that which lies beneath. That is why I began this video in the shadows, because they really do their best in the shadows. That's why they don't reveal much to other people. In fact, most often, if you ask someone what their astrological sign is, the one sign that is likely to say, I'm not going to tell you, is going to be a Scorpio. Very secretive for good reason, because people have taken advantage of them in the past and manipulated them. When we get into this 8th sign of the zodiac, what we start to understand is that there becomes a complexity in the ways in which we operate our lives. Scorpio is the first dual-ruled sign that we come to in the zodiac. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars in the traditional sense and Pluto in the modern viewpoint. I like to think of Mars and Pluto together as Mars, the declaration of war, and Pluto being nuclear annihilation, because Pluto takes no hostages. It requires you to surrender to the process and be what it is. So the key issue with Scorpio, another key issue, maybe number 3 here, we're going to give a lot actually today on Scorpio because I think it's just such a rich sign, is the word surrender. Whenever Scorpio gets into a really tough, whenever it feels like things are insurmountable, being a fixed sign, it wants to push through, it wants to persevere. But the importance is to surrender and realize that there are greater powers out there than ourselves. Likewise, if you have Scorpio friends and family members who are sharing intense and deep truths with you at times, thank them. What they're offering you is amazing psychological and emotional and often spiritual insights into who you are that few people will give you. And if they're offering you that information, they're doing it from hopefully from a place of love, unless you've hurt them, and then they're going to do it from an attacking position. But the truth is they understand these deep inner realms. It's important to realize that Scorpio, as a water sign, is actually, the symbol is a scorpion, which is obviously a desert creature and doesn't live anywhere near the water. It's really one of those interesting conundrums within astrology, but when we begin to learn more and more about the softness, the sweetness, the loving nature inherent within the Scorpio that it had to defend against, is often the reason why that hard shell had to be created, and also the ability to fight back. With that stinger back there, because it stings, What Scorpio realizes over time is that the stinging of others, offering that poison to other people, is actually poisoning the self, and that is not an easy process. One of the other key words for Scorpio is the word committed. And so when you get in relationship with a Scorpio, what they will do with you is they will test you, because what they're wanting to do is they're testing your commitment to the friendship, to the process, to the relationship, whatever it is you're engaging with them. So it's not like they're going to be arbitrarily just teasing you and giving you a bad time. They're going to be testing you in ways to see, can you really show up when things get tough? Can you show up when it's Sunday morning and you're both hungover and you need to resolve some sort of a deep, intense issue? Are you going to be able to show up, or are you going to exit? And that's one of the important things about Scorpio. So in this sense, Scorpio's right is to commit, to die and be reborn. We look on the lower personality level at being ruled by a scorpion. The next level we get to is an eagle, because it is able, almost like the mountain goat that we're going to be coming to when we talk to Capricorn, at the top of the mountain with this ability to see over. That's what the eagle does. And then finally, the highest level of Scorpio is the phoenix level, which is where it allows itself to become completely incinerated, reduced to dust, and is then reborn anew. I want to thank you for joining me today. My name is Michael Bartlett, Master Metaphysical Astrologer. I hope my astrological insights provide you with some new ways of looking at the signs, and hopefully some greater understanding for yourself and those around you. Please like, please share with your friends, and comment. I love seeing your comments, and if you have any questions, please ask them. I'd love to answer those as well. Have a great day. Take care.